why don't we do an update on the whole Tarkov situation?
Okay, yeah.
Chat's asking about like what happened to Goat? Like it got rootkitted or something? What? Like his system's down? People been arrested in China? What is happening?
Literally not one time that we've talked about Goat or his videos on Wancho have I expected we were going to talk about Goat or his videos on Wancho. So I am yet again apologizing to Goat because I wasn't prepared for this. But he has released his third video on the topic now. It started with the wiggle that killed Tarkov, which is currently sitting at 2.2 million views, by the way.
Wow.
But his most recent video is I Was Attacked. And he talks about some of what happened in the aftermath. One of the things that he points out is that he was told by a number of people, including me, that he should have wiped his drive after all that happened. And he did not. And one of the things that he tried to do...
Why don't you explain why?
Well, he installed their software on his local system, right?
We got to get people up to speed.
Okay. So what happened was Goat, or also known as Goatmoth, a creator in the Tarkov space, Escape from Tarkov, a video game that I and a number of other people play. Oh, are we good? Okay. He made a video called The Wiggle That Killed Tarkov, which was an investigative journalism piece.
Really good.
It was fantastic. On cheating in Tarkov and how
pervasiveness.
And how much worse it is than most people realize because of the type of cheats that people use. A lot of people, when they're thinking about cheating in first-person shooter games, the main thing they think about is aim. Yeah. Another thing that people think about is wall hacks, stuff like that. But usually you think about the obvious forms of cheating.
Yes.
And in Tarkov, it's not necessarily the obvious forms that are the most pervasive. It's the things that aren't very obvious unless you are also cheating. So he had to cheat in order to reveal this issue. He then followed up talking about how his account that he cheated on did get banned, but he knew that was coming. He didn't hide like his raid IDs or anything, so it was very easy for them to detect. And lots of things have happened in the aftermath. We covered some of this, I believe, in last show. But
anyway,
even more
after the video, you advised him to completely wipe his drive, fresh install, and the reason for that was because in order to expose the cheaters, Goat installed the same cheat software that they were using, which, I mean, I don't want to generalize, but if I was going to generalize, I would say that if you're a developer of cheating software for video games, you're probably not the most...
it's very likely if you download cheats for a game that you are also downloading things that you probably don't want on your system. Whether that is...
And it's probably... Well, I'm saying if you develop cheats for games, you are probably selling software.
Your morals might be a little questionable.
That people shouldn't have on their system.
Yeah. So it's quite common to have like Bitcoin miners, or not necessarily Bitcoin, but coin miners installed on your system that are going to run in the background that you don't know about.
Stuff like that.
It's also very possible that, like in this particular situation, they install a rootkit on your system that they can like do basically whatever they want with. And he went to try to get some... In his original video, he talked about how he didn't want to interview the cheat developers. For this video, he has interviews with some anti-cheat developers, and he wanted some voice clips from cheat developers. And he thought, you should watch the video. Don't get everything from the WAN show.
For real.
Yeah. It's actually like, I'm not going to, it's a 16-minute video. And
no,
it's
I
packed.
just mean in general.
Yeah. Also that. But he wanted like a voice clip from the people that developed the cheat that he used in particular, because he brought up, it had gone undetected for 3 years. So he wants to hear them like being really cocky about it, basically.
Sure.
He reconnected to their Discord. They now have some form of verification, and they figured out that it was a new user from the same... I don't know if... I don't remember all the details. You should watch the video. But they figured out that it was him, essentially.
Yeah.
And then just, like, nuked his drives.
Wow.
Couldn't boot anymore. Couldn't even find the drives when, like, looking through BIOS or anything. He thinks they killed, like, the drivers on his NVMe drives.
Killed the drivers. What
I
does
don't
that
know
even
necessarily.
mean?
Yeah, I haven't looked into it enough. I there's a few ways that could happen.
Sure.
Without having access to stuff, I have no idea. I'm not good enough to make enough assumptions to know.
Wild.
The controller, yeah. if they're NVMe drives, they're like, it's not a hard drive. So you can fry those in a variety of ways,
Right.
to be honest. In hard drives, there's other bad ways you can do it. And I have since told him, like, yeah, it could also be in your BIOS at this point.
Yeah, so that's a whole thing that also came out this week, that there's crap, I forget the details, but basically there's the first instance of it's been theorized
Firmware? Yeah,
for
it
a
could be.
while,
Yeah.
but there's the first instance of like a firmware based malware that can survive a complete system reformat because it can fool all the like trusted secure boot. It can fool secure boot and like all the trust elements in that chain that protect the pre-operating system loading, actually even pre-UEFI loading environment. So that's a whole thing, man. Like seriously, malware that can survive a complete system format and then just go and reinstall itself.
I mean, we've had stuff that can hide in BIOS for a while. That thing that you're talking about is different.
This is pre-BIOS though.
Yeah.
Which is like bad.
Oh yeah, that's super bad.
That's even worse.
Yeah.
Anywho, in order to install something like that, they would need admin authorization on your computer. But the thing is, when you run an executable,
Yeah.
guess what that is?
Yeah. So that was kind of rough, but I mean, Goat's doing okay. He got a 2.2 million view video. He's probably doing all right now.
Yeah.
And he can probably replace
Buy a new NVMe drive.
some drives. Yeah. So he pitched those drives. Hopefully that's the extent of what needs to happen there. But there's also some other crazy news that happened that he reported on in that video. And you should watch it because he has some interviews with the devs of a game that I don't remember off the top of my head right now. We don't have notes for this because I didn't know we were going to talk about it today. And the interviews are very interesting. And they talk about how they have their game was like overrun with cheaters. And they talked about what they did in order to fix it. And now there's like public community posts by users, like players of the game, talking about like, yeah, it's a completely different world. I don't run into any anymore.
Wow, that's cool.
And their whole approach makes a ton of sense. And we've talked about it on WAN Show, where they just have a bunch of systems in place. And he talks about it, but they call it like the Swiss cheese approach or something. Because like each system is going to have some holes, but you just have enough of them that eventually you're not going to be able to make it all the way through. Yeah.
Right.
And maybe some can, but like they've gotten it to a point where it's so low.
I mean, we've talked before about how there are cheats that are literally a robot arm playing the game that no anti-cheat could detect.
Stop it.
But that's not fun.
Yes. Yeah.
Very few people are going to set up a 3D printer to move the mouse around for them to play the game. Like that's not...
You just get to observe. Maybe some RMTers will and stuff, but like you're really massively reducing the impact.
Yes.
But like, yeah. So you should watch those interviews.
Most
are really
cheaters
cool.
want to press the button and feel like a Chad because they,
I'm sick of this game
or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like for most cheaters, that's not going to be that appealing.
Yeah. So, and that's all super interesting. But one of the things that he talks about in the video, and again, I don't have notes, so I'm hoping I'm going to remember this well, but that cheat that he used, there's stuff on their Discord. Oh, man, I wish I could bring this up right now. There's stuff on their Discord talking about how the service is offline and no one can use it right now because it has to call to a service all the time, and their servers are like gone. And there's people reporting that we don't know who necessarily, but some amount of arrests were made.
Arrests?
Like people were put in jail. And their servers were seized. This is a cheat developer based in China.
Now,
we have no idea
second.
who did this. We don't know if it was BSG. We don't know if the investigation was already running from someone else.
I know
idea.
I know that developing game cheats is illegal in, I think, South Korea.
I think also using them is illegal in South Korea.
But I wasn't aware of any legislation like that in China.
Me neither. I do know that there is a culture of Chinese players cheating outside of China. So I do wonder if maybe there is something, and that's why they go to like North American or European servers, is because they might get caught if they go on local servers.
I have no idea.
I have no clue. Just a random theory.
Wow. So
very interesting.
Like the
Massive
last
developments.
story we were talking about, this is very much a developing story right
Yeah.
now, and I cannot believe. I mean,
The level of impact.
when we first talked about this, I went, "Wow, that's really cool. That game, right?" Like I love this kind of expose, investigative journalism
and he's
type
done a
of
great
content.
job, yeah.
Yeah, like good job, kudos, and all of that, right? I didn't expect the explosion on their community last week. I didn't expect that we're going to be looking at people getting literally arrested over the development of this
I didn't see
cheating
that coming.
software.
Dude, when I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna like quit for a while because the situation is so bad, I didn't expect things would happen. I still haven't played yet, but like I didn't expect things would happen this fast that are like, oh, the like main cheat in the whole game just got deleted from the internet. Like that's a pretty big deal.
Oh, BBC.com. Police bust world's biggest video game cheat operation. Several luxury sports cars were among assets seized. Oh, for crying out loud.
Okay, this is awesome.
Were among assets seized in the raid. Nice cars. Chinese police and gaming giant Tencent has led to
They probably go faster than like all the other cars on the track because they like cheated. Sorry.
because they what? They cheated? Oh my god. $76 million in revenue. They seized assets. worth
76
$46
million in rev.
How many people are buying this stuff? Subscription prices for users began at about $10 a day.
I don't 100% know if this is the same.
Hold on, is this the same one? When is this from?
I don't know.
This is from March 30th. 2 years ago. Never mind, this is old.
This is yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause it said,
I think they posted this to show that yes, it is very much a thing.
It is a thing. Okay, yeah. Fair enough. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for that.
Wow. There's a bunch of people posting in Flowplane chat. Wanny pack.
Andrew Tate was running a cheating operation. Got him.
It's not a fanny pack though.